Hey y'all, I decided to make one more video today about this. So, uh, for anybody who's watching this who is not from the US, as I scroll down, what you'll see are the names and ages of the people who died in the most recent mass shooting. And I posted a stupid thing to Facebook about this. I'm sure no one will read. That's fine. The problem with this, obviously, is people are dead. But the problem with this is that it doesn't happen in most other countries. And the one big thing that people point to is the fact that we have very loose gun laws. And we get folks like this. If you've never had the displeasure of having to know who this guy is, he's a politician, by which I mean he's an absolute bottom feeder. This animal is the type of person that you think of when people are talking negatively about politicians, because he's essentially not a politician. He's just a bottom feeder. He'll change his mind, his statements, whatever, like that, simply because he thinks it'll get him more votes. He's a monster. And he's saying that the Democrats, him being a Republican, is putting on a ridiculous theater about gun laws. And the problem with that is that he, along with the rest of the Republicans, aren't giving any good answers. And the problem with that is the Republicans are going to continue to weaken by losing middle ground votes somewhere between conservative and liberal, each time these mass shootings continue to occur. And they're ultimately going to weaken to the point where Democrats are actually able to take guns away from people, which frankly would suck, in my opinion. Personally, I enjoy going out and target shooting and hunting on occasion, though I'm no good at it. But it's, an enjoyable hobby. The problem is, these jackasses will come out and give thoughts and prayers, which just don't work. It seems that God either isn't bulletproof or isn't listening, maybe just isn't even around, who knows. But thoughts and prayers don't do a damn thing. So the GOP, the Republicans, the conservatives, every single time come out and say, it's not time for us to make laws, let's just spend this time mourning, and then they do nothing whatsoever. They bide their time so that people will hopefully forget, and then they do nothing. The problem is, the people who've died have family members and friends and loved ones who don't fucking forget, ever. And these assholes have no solution. The reason that people are going to go towards the Democrats is because these morons are actually the ones playing political theater and have no solution. They have no solution whatsoever. And that's the issue. The Democrats are coming to the table with laws that I think are completely absurd, but at least they're laws, in some cases, don't get me wrong, pertaining to gun control and gun safety and gun laws and so on, which, is an important issue in America anyways. And the Republicans have nothing. The conservatives bring nothing to the floor. They'll give thoughts and prayers, they'll blame mental health, and then they'll do nothing else. Well, if it's mental health, thoughts and prayers don't fix that. So what is your solution to fix it? Democrats at least have a solution, a shitty one, a terrible one, but one that's going to get votes, because Republicans have nothing. The absurdity of this situation gets worse every single time. This is the second mass shooting in, I think, as many weeks, and I'm pretty certain 2 weeks. And I have no idea how many mass shootings there have been in the last 10, 15, 20 years. I remember, I think it was 94, 96 maybe, being in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, or right near there anyways, when Columbine happened, and thinking that was an enormous thing. And after that, it's just been I think for a while it was maybe every couple of years there was a big one, and now it's every couple of months. So what's going to happen when it's every couple of weeks, like it has been in the past 2 weeks, or every couple of days? What then? Do these guys keep putting on their political theater, or do the Dems ultimately get enough control that they can actually create gun laws that are really kind of terrible for law-abiding gun owners? Law-abiding gun owners maybe ought to step up and say to their Republican representatives, do your fucking job. We are about to lose our guns. Because when it comes down to it, those people who own them aren't going to be able to do a goddamn thing when the politicians do make it illegal to have them. And that is going to happen unless Republicans come up with an actual solution. Thoughts and prayers don't do anything. Neither does blaming it on mental health, or blaming it on immigration, or blaming it on refugees, or minorities, or whatever. It doesn't help to just blame it on Democrat governors, or blame it on Democrat mayors. Blame does nothing. Blame is not a solution. A solution requires a plan. Blame might be part of that, but it's not a solution. And these jackasses know that they have no solution. And so they do this pandering, this actual political theater every single time. And I'm not supporting the Democrats in this because I don't particularly like their laws, but at least they have a solution. At least they brought something to the table, not nothing. It's literally the difference between a crappy McDonald's cheeseburger and starving to death. The Republicans are offering you starvation. The Democrats might be offering you, a heart attack, but you'll live a while longer. That's it. So seriously, anybody who watches this, vote however the hell you want. I don't care. But whoever is in power, ask them for a solution. Not thoughts and prayers. Don't say, oh, just push it off another time. Don't do what the Democrats do and say, make everything illegal, or we're going to take it away from you, or we'll do a gun buyback program, and then whatever we don't buy back becomes illegal. Neither of those things are acceptable solutions. Find an actual solution. Get to the root of the actual problem. If it's guns, it's guns, and something's got to be done about it. If it's mental health, it's mental health. Something needs to be done about that. If it's Muslims or Syrians or refugees or Lord knows what else, okay, figure it the fuck out and solve it. Because what we're doing now is just watching people die weekly, and that will be daily. And at that point, what's the point in having a wonderful democracy and all the money in the world when there's nobody left to enjoy it? It's just disappointing. Every time this happens, it becomes more and more disappointing at the inaction of the idiots like this.